What's up, Banter fam? It's your host, Miles. Welcome back to the show. And today, I'm going to be giving you guys a full Gains network explainer and tutorial. After perpetual DEXs have really started to take the limelight following a lot of the recent issues with centralized exchanges, there's been a huge migration from SEXs to DEXs, which has resulted in the volume of some of these DEXs like GMX and GNS that have started to absolutely explode. So in today's show, I want to show you guys actually how to open a trade on these platforms, how to earn yield on these platforms, and today taking a deeper dive into Gains Network, which is one of the official show sponsors, to help you guys out getting started trading on a DEX. So firstly, I want to go through exactly what Gains is, then I'll show you how to bridge funds onto the platform, how to trade on the platform, and then look at how the mechanism works in terms of earning yield, and show you guys how to earn yield on the platform. So an introduction to Gains, essentially what Gains revolves around is gTrade, which is its liquidity efficient, powerful, and user-friendly decentralized leverage trading platform. This allows you to trade perp assets as well as Forex assets, so leverage trading assets in a decentralized manner, in a fast and efficient way. So essentially, gTrade's unique architecture makes it more capital efficient than many of the other existing perp DEXs out there, and it allows low trading fees and a wide range of leverage options for pairs, up to 150x on cryptos, 1000x on Forex, and up to 100x on stocks. So you have lots of customizability due to how much leverage you actually want to use. Now, they are an Oracle-based exchange, meaning what they do is they take data, price data from oracles, and they use this to feed the platform. And then when you bet on the platform on a long or you bet on a short, you're essentially betting against the stakers of DAI in the pool. So if you make money on a trade, the stakers pay, and if you lose money on a trade, well, the stakers earn. The long-term vision of Gains Network is to become the most adopted decentralized leverage trading platform in crypto. Gains wants to become a DAO governed by the GNS token and create DeFi products that can bring revenue that can be distributed in a GNS staking pool. And we're going to get into how to stake GNS and how to stake DAI and capture upside to what is a very exciting project in crypto. Lewis Cooper did a very good thread that breaks down how Gains works quite simply. He says the GNS token is the lifeblood of the gTrade platform. It's 2 LPs plus Vault. So it's got its GNS pool, its GNS DAI pool, and its DAI Vault. By staking GNS in the single-sided staking pool, you will receive 32.5% of all revenue that gTrade processes. So basically, the value accrual here is that the more trading revenue that gTrade generates, the more people that are trading on the network, and we've seen this has increased over time significantly, the more that stakers of GNX earn. And that is a pretty linear but also a pretty effective way, in my opinion, of paying yield to stakers. And we can see the GNS pool here, which is on Polygon, and also Arbitrum now, which they are launching on very, very soon. The GNS DAI pool is essentially a liquidity pool where you provide liquidity to also earn rewards. So it pays out on positive trades and receives trading losses. So obviously, if you're betting on the DAI pool, you're betting on traders over time losing money and the protocol making money, and the protocol having a house edge, which in general, most exchanges do, because most people actually lose in trading. That's just kind of how trading goes. And the exchanges are obviously the beneficiaries of this dynamic. And that's why they kind of say the house always wins. In this case, GNS is the house. And if you're staking DAI, you're getting exposure to the essential losses of traders, which over time have been growing and growing as the platform gains in traction. The GNS token has been deflationary since its inception. Stakers are not being paid with newly minted token liquidity, so it's totally based on fees, and the platform is seeing a pretty healthy trade volume. The fees come directly from a percentage of trade volume, and this is how they pay out stakers for the GNS pool, which at the time of this thread, although it does fluctuate depending on the exact time you're viewing this video, was 8%, DAI Vault 13%, and the GNS DAI Vault 17%. But we'll get the updated data based on today's stats when we actually go ahead and stake ourselves. But before we get into staking, I want to actually show you how the platform works, because at the end of the day, no one's going to use a platform if it's not usable and if you can't actually conduct its base functionality, which in the case of Gains is, of course, trading. So I want to show you how to open a trade on Gains Network and how it works. The first thing to note is it's on 2 platforms, A, Polygon, and 2, Arbitrum. At the time of recording this video, you can't trade on Arbitrum. You can only stake on Arbitrum. However, there's a good chance by the time you're watching this, you will actually be able to actively trade on the Arbitrum network. But for the sake of this video, I will show you how to do so on Polygon. This means what you will need is you will need DAI, the stablecoin DAI, in your Polygon wallet. Now, it's very simple to get this on to your MetaMask or your Trust wallet or another wallet to interact with DeFi. You simply buy DAI on an exchange and transfer it across to the Polygon network. Now, sometimes your exchange might require you to bridge onto, let's say, Binance Smart Chain, but it's very easy to then bridge your assets from Binance Smart Chain over to Polygon using one of the many bridges. You can use the Binance bridge or the multi-chain bridge to transfer across. And once you've got DAI in your Polygon wallet, then you are ready to trade. I've loaded up my wallet with 66 DAI for the example of this video, and I have some Matic in my wallet as well for gas fees. So you will need a little bit of Matic in your wallet for gas. Gas is very cheap, but just a few dollars at least, just so you can approve transactions, because you will need to approve your DAI transactions so you can trade on the platform. But once you trade, you can long or short with minimal friction. So let's just give you an example here of how to set a limit order on a Bitcoin trade. So if I want to set a limit order, this means I am setting an order that hasn't hit yet. So a market order is an order that I want to purchase right now, so a long or a short right now. A limit order is an order that I want to set at a specific price. The first thing to do is set exactly how much collateral you want to put in on the trade. So for this example, I'm putting $50, and next I have to choose my leverage. Now, what it requires you to do on the app is have a position larger than 1,500 total, which means that you could have $50, but you would need to use 30x leverage for it to process your long, or you could just trade with more money. You could trade with $300 and use less leverage. It's totally up to you, but they do have a minimum for you to long, and they also have a similar thing on the short side where there's a minimum here. So I'll put through a 30x leverage trade with $50 just to give you an example. That gets us to that total minimum of 1,500 DAI. So the next thing I need to do is set my price. Let's say I'm really interested in longing Bitcoin on this next dip at 16,519. I would simply enter 16,519 in terms of my price, and I would set my stop loss. So I might look through the charts, and I'm just giving very arbitrary examples. The price will be completely different by the time you're watching this video, but I might look through the charts and see, okay, that's kind of like a decent support level. I want to put my stop at 16,510. So then you would set your stop loss at 16,510 by clicking on the price and entering 16,510. That's a 1.6% stop loss, but there's also preset stop losses of 10%, 25%, 50%, and 75%, which will show you exactly where you'll get stopped out. But for the sake of this trade, I'll put in 16,510. But of course, that's a pretty tight stop, but I am on high leverage, so that's an example that I'll go with. And then my take profit, also very important to set a take profit level. Let's say I want to take profits after making 50% of my trade. This will automatically execute profit taking at 16,656. All I need to do after I've approved my DAI transaction is hit limit long, and it will open up my MetaMask. What I will do is click confirm on here, and it will process the transaction on Matic. Usually Matic just takes a few seconds. Sometimes when the network's congested, it might take like 20-30 seconds, but as we saw, the limit order was successfully placed. To check an open order, you click on the open orders tab, and you can see the trade that has been set. So I want to do a 30x leverage Bitcoin trade with $50 worth of DAI, and I want to execute that at a price of 16,519, a stop loss of 16,510, and a take profit of 16,656. I'm going to go ahead and cancel that order because I was just using that as an example. You do need to wait 1 minute though after you've opened your limit order before you can cancel it. So I'm canceling the order now. It's been a minute, and once again, just go into your wallet, click confirm, pay a tiny bit of gas, and that will also process. So it's all done in a decentralized manner. No one has custody of your assets. Your own assets are in your own wallet. This is the good thing about trading on a decentralized exchange. You're simply using the exchange as a proxy to process trades. Now, if I wanted to short, it's the exact same thing. You just click on short in the top right, and I can also set a limit order for a short. I can adjust my leverage, exactly how much I want to bet as well. Also, if you want to do a market order, you can do a market order, which means it'll execute straight away. So I'll show you what this looks like in practice. Let's say I want to long Bitcoin right now. It's been pumping a little bit. I think the pump's going to continue. Then I can put in a 30x leverage trade. Once again, I'm got to hit that threshold. If you put in more money, the leverage requirement goes down. So if I put in 66, I can use slightly less leverage. I can actually use 24x leverage. So let's do, like $65. I'm at 24x leverage, and I want to open it right now. This is my slippage amount. So this is the amount of percentage that I'm willing to give on slippage, and this is the current price that I'm going to get. it at. So I can hit my stop loss as well. I can set my take profit. And if I click market long, this will open up a trade instantly. If you wanted to trade a long or a short instantly, click confirm and this will open the order. Of course, it will open slightly in the red because most trades have a tiny bit of slippage. You can set how much slippage you want. I just did 1% for the example of this video just to make sure the transaction went through. But of course, you can choose a lesser slippage. So I am down a little bit instantly because of the price that it matched me on. But I don't know, if I check back in here in 10 minutes, I may be up. Once again, this is just a complete arbitrary example to show you how the platform works. Of course, there was no logic behind those exact levels, and frankly, by the time you're watching this, the levels will be different, but it's just to show you how the platform works and how to actually open a market order, a limit order, and doing the exact same thing on the short side as well. So you can trade long and you can trade short. You can also trade a variety of assets. I'll show you an example on Ethereum. That's another pair that you can trade. You can also trade stocks. You can trade some Forex as well. So there's many options to trade. So let's say I want to set a limit order on Ethereum. I can do the exact same thing. Of course, now I only have one DAI in my wallet because I have a pending transaction, but if you had available funds, you can of course set the leverage here and open a limit order on Ethereum, either short or long. And there's many other assets. I think that's one of the major draw cards of gains. It's that you have many other assets to take advantage on. So overall, pretty clean, pretty easy user experience when it comes to opening trades. And that's why I like it. And of course, it will be on Arbitrum soon. So you'll have Polygon and Arbitrum that you can trade on. Remember, if you do want to trade on Gains Network, there is a link in the description, of course. Use the link in the description if you want to do any trading, and I'm going to try and get a giveaway sorted for you guys that actually sign up. You just simply click on my referral link. It is the first link in the description, and you can start trading on gTrade right here. Let's get into the vault side of things because not all of you are traders. Now, of course, one of the ways to capture exposure to gains without trading yourself is actually via providing liquidity. One of the ways to do this is via staking DAI in the G Vault, which is currently paying a 4.1% APY and is also now launched on Arbitrum. So you can do so on Arbitrum or Polygon as Gains starts to roll out onto the Arbitrum network as well. If you stake DAI, you are essentially representing your ownership in the vault. So stakers of DAI receive fees for each trade placed on the platform in exchange for serving as the counterparty to all trades. Obviously, to power trades on the network, they need liquidity. So if you provide liquidity, the people that are trading on the other side are using your liquidity to essentially be paid out and process transactions. If the traders lose money, the people that are staking to the vault, the liquidity providers, they earn more. If the traders make money, then the gDAI vault becomes less profitable. But the theory is here that traders actually aren't profitable, and because the house always wins, over time the stakers in the gDAI vault will make more money as more people use the platform and there's more fees. Now, of course, there are risks when it comes to Oracle-based DEXs, and one of the major risks is that some kind of exploit or profitable trading strategy which wipes the pool. Be aware of that risk. I'm just showing you guys the platform and giving you the option to stake if you are bullish on gains and if you choose to do so. I'm not necessarily saying that you have to. Of course, you can just trade on the platform like everyone else, but if you wanted to take it a step further and you like the platform and you're bullish on the platform, then one way to capture exposure is through the gDAI vault. The other way to capture exposure is, of course, through the GNS pool, which pays out to stakers based on how much fees the platform is earning. And if we look at June analytics, we can see that daily trade volume has been steadily increasing over time, as well as users, and obviously fees are represented in DAI have also increased despite dropping from last year. But considering it's a bear market, this has been a pretty solid performance for Gains Network, and I think it's just off the back of having like a very usable product. And I think its launch on Arbitrum, that can also be a potential catalyst to get more users into the platform. And I think it holds it in much better stead long-term being on Arbitrum as well. So of course, if you do want to purchase GNS and stake it and capture upside to that, then you can do so under their staking section here. You can buy GNS. If you click this button, it will take you to QuickSwap to buy GNS. You can approve it and then stake it as well. And if you want to bridge funds across from Polygon to Arbitrum to stake on Arbitrum, they've got a bridge. If you click on the bridge tab tab here, which allows you to bridge assets across. Once again, I want to make it clear that I'm not paid to promote the GNS token or the staking. My primary goal here is to show you guys how to use the platform, but obviously part of that is showing you how to use the staking functions as well. So it's completely up to you whether you want exposure to the GNS token. This video is just a tutorial, but if you did want exposure, that's theoretically how you would get exposure and how you would stake on the platform. But by all means, the trading function of the exchange is the main priority here and is the main function of the entire platform. So I hope this helps you trade on Gains Network, and I hope you guys learned something from this video, a bit more about how Gains works, a bit more about how the interface works, and a bit more about how the staking works. If you do have any more questions though about Gains, drop them in the comments, and when I have some spare time, I'll go through the comments and answer any questions. I am on holiday right now, so it might take me a week or so to get back to you, but of course I am available there to answer comments, and let me know how you go trading on Gains. Remember, there's a link in the description to sign up and trade on Gains Network. And as I said, I'll work on a giveaway for those guys that sign up early. And I'm sure Gains Network will be implementing some more incentives as we move forward. But it is a nice place to trade. So if you want to do so, you can do so using the link in the description. Hope you have a lovely day. I will see you in the next video where I provide to you DeFi wisdom. I'll see you later, guys. Peace out.